A pleasant Monday morning to one and all. Happy Independence, our 39th Independence anniversary, and one of the highlights of our independence celebrations, as usual, is the ceremonial parade here at Warner Park commemorating the 39th anniversary of our independence. My name is Via Galloway. A little later on, I'll be joined by other commentators to bring you the ceremony here at the Warner Park
We
Cricket
acknowledge
Stadium
the
live
arrival of
and
the
lively.
security chiefs.
Already, we have seen a number of persons have arrived. The stands are
Lieutenant
beginning
Colonel
to
J.
fill
Anthony
up to
Cumming,
witness
Commander
this
of the St. Kitts
39th
Nevis Defence
Independence
Force,
Ceremonial
and
Parade.
Mr. Hilroy
The
Randy,
ceremonial parade,
Commissioner of
as I said
Police.
before, is commemorating the 39th anniversary of the independence of the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. And just to let you know, at this very moment, the state funeral of Her Majesty the Queen is being held in London, England, and the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is being represented by the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, the Foreign Affairs Minister. On parade, we have units from the St. Kitts and the Nevis Defence Force. There's also the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force Coast Guard, members of the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force as well. Right now, we are seeing at the podium the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hilroy Brandy, also the Commander of the St. Kitts and the Nevis Defence Force, Lieutenant Commander Anthony Comrie. At any moment now, we should be seeing the arrival of the other dignitaries, including the Prime Minister and the Deputy Governor General. That's the Honorable His Excellency Marcella Liebert. She has just been sworn in as the Deputy Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis. All persons on parade at this moment, they are wearing their full ceremonial uniform along with their decorations and medals that they were awarded and which they are entitled to wear. And the wearing of other accoutrements is permitted in accordance with the dress regulations of various organizations. Right now, we see a detachment of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force on screen, dressed quite smartly in their green, which is the ceremonial dress. We are seeing now the dignitaries on screen, members of the diplomatic corps as well. We have senior government officials being represented here at the ceremonial parade at Warner Park in St. Kitts. If you've just joined us, a pleasant good morning to you. And you are watching the 39th Independence Ceremonial Parade live at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. We want to say a pleasant good morning as well to viewers and listeners in the diaspora for joining us at this occasion. Just to remind the general public that the toast that is usually being held at Camp Springfield, that has been cancelled, and the cocktail that is usually being held at the Government House, that has been postponed. I understand that a date will be set when they'll be having that as well. Currently, persons are just walking in and filling up the stands here to my right. On screen, the detachment of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force Coast Guard dressed in their white. And we have unarmed units on parade here as well. We have the Pathfinders, we have the Morphil group here on parade as well. We have the Customs, a detachment from the Customs Department. They are also here. The prisons are being represented as well. And at this point in time, we don't have any visiting troops here for our 39th anniversary. But I will expect that on the 40th celebration of our independence, we should be having some overseas troops here as well. The parade here this morning is under the command and direction of the commander of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, Anthony Comrie, and of course he is being assisted with the parade commander, who is Captain K. Garnett. That's Parade Commander Captain K. Garnett. The parade 2IC, I understand, is Lieutenant G. Smitten, and the WO commanding the unarmed units WO2B Mills, the parade Sergeant Major WO1 Williams, and the senior NCO marker Sergeant Francis N., and the NCOIC Flag Mast Party Sergeant Herbert. The St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Drum Corps and Band is being led by the Director of Music, Captain Sylvester Charles, and the Drum Major Sergeant Walters C. The number 1 guard of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Infantry is under the command of Lieutenant Janelek and the Sergeant Henderson. And the color party, the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force color party, the bearers Ensign L. Cross and Ensign O'Flaherty, and the escort Sergeant Elliott and Sergeant Brown. The second guard of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Infantry, the officer commanding Ensign L. Griffin and Sergeant Dorset S. The third guard, which is the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard, the officer commanding Second Lieutenant Fifield and the Sergeant Fifield J. The fourth guard, the officer commanding Inspector J. Carty, and the sergeant is Caesar. And the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force Ensign is being led by the bearer Inspector Smith, along with escorts Sergeant Marishaw and Sergeant Harris. The fifth guard, officer commanding Inspector A. Edwards, and the sergeant is Chapman. The sixth guard of the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force, the officer commanding Inspector Phipps, and the sergeant is Maloney. The seventh guard of the St. Kitts and Nevis is officer commanding Ensign J. Watson, and the sergeant is Sergeant Thompson. So there you had it, the persons who are taking charge of the various units here at Warner Park as we bring you live the ceremony, one of the highlights of our independence celebrations, which is the parade. We had some squally weather from Fiona, so the Heroes Day Guard of Honor, that was cancelled, and the major part of the independence ceremony, of course, we had the Prime Minister's lecture series held at the Marriott Hotel. And this one is another item on the agenda, on the program of activities to mark our 39th independence anniversary, the ceremonial parade commemorating the 39th anniversary of our independence. I'll be joined by the Director General of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service any moment now, as we bring you the ceremony to mark the 39th independence anniversary. A pleasant good morning to you, Lesroy.
Good morning, Ver, and happy independence to you and to all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes, and we will be trying to bring you the parade as we are seeing it at the moment on the grounds at this time. We have all the units lined up and awaiting the official start of the parade, which is 8 o'clock. They are all mustered and in place here at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. Lesroy, I don't know if you can tell me more about the Independence program, what were some of the highlights and what can we expect to see after this parade, and what are some of the highlights that we have seen prior to this parade?
Well, there, yes, the Independence calendar of events, it was quite active, and on Friday the 9th, they started the cabinet members' visits to schools. So that was one of the highlights on the calendar. That is now over. The cabinet members visited primary schools and high schools within the Federation. And of course, the children were very delighted to see their ministers at work, and the photos that were taken really reflect that, how excited the children were by the visit to the schools of the cabinet members. Then, of course, we've had the National Colors Week, starting with green on the 9th of September. Then on the 12th of September, there was yellow. On the 13th of September, there was black. And on the 15th of September, there was red. And so all those colors representing the colors of the national flag, and people showing their patriotism. Of course, it's very, very important as we love our country. Then, of course, you had the National Heroes Day observance was cancelled because of the inclement weather, and so that was cancelled. But nonetheless, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, did give the National Heroes Day message, which was transmitted via television and radio, where, of course, he announced the awardees for national honors. There were 19 awardees for national honors. And then what we saw then today. Well, sorry, before we get to today, yesterday you had the Independence State Service at the Antioch Baptist Church, where the country gathered to pray for the nation. And there we had the members of cabinet, we had members of parliament, we had representatives from the police and from the defense force and diplomatic and consular corps, and the Governor General's deputy, Her Excellency Marcella Liebert. All were gathered at the Antioch Baptist Church to give thanks for bringing us to 39 years of independence. And that takes us to today. We have the Independence Parade, our military parade, where on display you have the uniformed bodies on display. And we can hear the cheers of the crowd there.
Yes, we are seeing the arrival of a number of dignitaries. There's the police outrider, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. He will be taking the salute at his first Independence Parade. Right now he is arriving on the grounds of the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. And as you mentioned, he delivered his first independence address, which concluded about 10-15 minutes ago. And persons who are interested in hearing more about his independence message, they can tune into ZIZ TV and ZIZ Radio throughout the day. And it is also posted on the SKNS page and ZIZonline.com. So right now, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, has arrived here at Warner Park. A number of dignitaries are expected to be here
We
And he
acknowledge
has
the
departed
arrival of
his
the Prime
vehicle
Minister of St.
to
Kitts and
a
Nevis,
round
the
of
Honorable
applause.
Dr. Terence
He's
Michael.
accompanied by his son, of course, and he's on the red carpet, escorted by the Commissioner of Police, Hilroy Brandy.
And of course, the Honorable Dr. Terence Michael Drew is the fourth Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. He's the political leader of the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party, and he's the parliamentary representative for constituency number 8. The Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, Prime Minister, was educated at the Dean Glassford Primary School.
Please stand for the arrival of the Governor General's Deputy of St. Kitts and Nevis, Her Excellency Marcella Althea Liburd, JP.
Arrival of the Governor General Deputy, Her Excellency Marcella Liburd, and she was recently sworn in to that prestigious position in St. Kitts and Nevis, the first lady to be elevated to that position.
Yes, and Her Excellency Marcella Liburd is a former politician, a cabinet minister, Speaker of the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis, and as Via mentioned, she is currently the Governor General's deputy. Her Excellency Marcella Althea Liburd, Esquire, JP, was administered the oath of allegiance and oath of office on Thursday the 15th of September 2022. She has served in various ministerial positions, even as acting Prime Minister. Her Excellency Marcella Liburd was born on the 10th of July 1953 in Bastille, St. Kitts,
Please
to
remain
Anne,
standing while we
Elisa,
observe
and
1 minute
Clement
of
Liburd.
silence on the occasion of the burial of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And we will remain standing for the 21-gun salute in honor of the ascension of King Charles III.
Her Excellency Marcella Liburd is a lawyer by profession. She obtained a Bachelor of Law with honors in 1992 from Norman Manley Law School, where she continued her education, earning a legal education certificate from Norman Manley Law School in 1984.
And at this very moment, the funeral service of Her Majesty the Queen is currently taking place in London, England. And as you just heard, there will be a 21 gun salute for the accession of her successor to the post.
We will remain standing for the 21 gun salute in honor of the ascension of King Charles III.
We are now seeing the arrival of the Honorable Conris Maynard and his wife. And there we had the gun salute, the 21 gun salute, in honor of the ascension of King Charles III following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth. If you have
Please
just
remain
joined
standing for the
us,
playing of the national
we are
anthem of the
bringing to you
Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
live the ceremonial parade at Warner Park to mark our 39th independence anniversary. Among the dignitaries attending today's event, His Excellency Michael Lin, the Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, His Excellency David Rivera Perez, the Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba, Mr. Marco Antonio Guzman Adrian, Charge d'Affaires ad hoc, and Mrs. Glenda Cecilia Arias de Guzman.
Yes, and there we also have visiting dignitaries. We have His Excellency Dr. K. J. Srinivasa. He's the Ambassador of India to St. Kitts and Nevis. We also have His Excellency Matsubara Yutaka, Ambassador to Japan.
We are getting ready now to see the inspection of the troops on parade by the Deputy Governor General, Her Excellency Marcella Liebert, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Terence Drew. They are accompanied by the Commander of the St. Kitts and the Nevis Defense Force and the Commissioner of Police, and there's a loud applause as they make their way to inspect the troops on parade.
You can be seated.
We have a full house here at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium to witness the first Independence Parade under the Prime Ministership of the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew.
Her Excellency Marcella Liebert, has had a very long and productive career. She taught at the Bastyr and Keon high schools, and then she obtained a Bachelor of Law with honors in 1992 from the Norman Manley Law School. She has served as the first woman speaker of the National Assembly. She has drafted legislation which includes the Domestic Violence Act and Equal Pay Act. She has served as the Minister of Health, Social Services, Community Development, Culture, and Gender Affairs.
The Deputy Governor General is now moving on to the other detachment of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force. And as I said, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Comrie, the Commissioner of Police, Hilwy Brandy, they are all accompanying the Deputy Governor General and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew. She will now, the Deputy Governor General will now move on to the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard unit, dressed in white, smartly dressed as usual.
It is always a delight to see the uniform bodies on parade, and every year people look forward to this.
Especially the children.
It exemplifies such discipline.
And even those on parade as well, they also look forward to this day to show off their military skills and drills and that
their
sort of
military
thing.
uniforms.
Right, right.
So well ironed.
The unarmed units as well is not really often that they get a chance to come out on parade as well. The Deputy Governor General is now moving on to the units of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. And as we celebrate our 39th anniversary of independence, there were a number of congratulatory messages that came in. We had one coming in from the Republic of Korea congratulating the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis on what they described as this momentous occasion. It was sent to His Excellency Sir Samuel Weymouth Tapley Seaton, the Governor General, and it came from His Excellency Yoon Suk Yeol, the President of the Republic of Korea. And part of it read, on the occasion of the Independence Day of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, I extend my warmest congratulations to Your Excellency and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes, we have other congratulatory messages coming from friendly countries, countries that have diplomatic ties with St. Kitts and Nevis. One of the latest ones is from the Governor General of Canada, who sent congratulatory greetings to the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis on their 39th anniversary of independence. The Governor General of Canada, Her Excellency Mary May Simon. And in her message she said, "On behalf of all Canadians, I am delighted to extend my heartfelt greetings to you and to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis on the occasion of your country's Independence Day. Our nations enjoy a long-standing relationship built on strong people-to-people ties, mutual interest, and shared respect for democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Canada is committed to strengthen our collaboration on commercial endeavors and security concerns, as well as our partnership."
The Deputy Governor General is at present with
That is
another detachment of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
And where that is the Governor General's deputy.
Yes, the
There's a
Deputy
difference.
Governor General.
Yes.
Yes.
This was before independence.
Yeah.
Before independence. Was this before independence? Earlier I mentioned that Her Excellency the Governor General's deputy, Ms. Marcella Liebert, was the first Speaker of the National Assembly, but I didn't attach that she was the first Speaker of the National Assembly post-independence. We have had Ada Mae Edwards as the first female Speaker of the National Assembly. Post-independence, Her Excellency the Governor General's deputy was the first Speaker of the National Assembly post-independence.
And the music you are hearing from the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force Band as the inspection continues at evening time by Fred Jewell, Grace and Beauty by George Rosencrantz, I Vow to Thee, My Country by Gustav Hoyce, and Love Unknown by Samuel Crosman. The Governor General's deputy and the Prime Minister, they are now inspecting the units, the fire and rescue services, and then they will go on to Her Majesty's prison. The customs unit on parade as well, and the security officers of the Air and Seaports Authority. They are all on parade here at Warner Park.
And Independence Day is always a special time to know where we have come from, the history that we have had, coming out of slavery, emancipation, period of colonialism, and the march or the movement towards independence. Political enfranchisement, economic enfranchisement. We can decide how our country is governed. We can decide how our money, our resources are used. That is quite an achievement. Before, of course, it was the metropolitan country, that of the England, that determined a lot of our affairs. Several other countries have recognized St. Kitts and Nevis and have sent congratulatory messages to His Excellency, the Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton. One of them has come from the Republic of South Africa. The President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, who has offered congratulations to the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis. CARICOM, the Caribbean community, has extended its best wishes to the government of people of St. Kitts and Nevis as well. And the Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla N. Barnett, wrote to Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, and something notable she actually said. Honorable Prime Minister, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis can be proud of the progress the country has made since independence. Citizens of the Federation have made their mark regionally and globally, particularly in diplomacy, academia, and sport, making their country proud. She said the valuable contribution made to the community, especially through leadership on human resource development, health, and HIV/AIDS, for which the Honorable Prime Minister has the lead portfolio responsibilities in the quasi-cabinet of the Caribbean Conference of Heads of Government. So here we have the Secretary General of CARICOM recognizing that St. Kitts has made many strides post-independence and is, as small as we are really a force to be reckoned with within the Caribbean community.
His Holiness Pope Francis George Maria Bergoglio, the Bishop of Rome, Supreme Pontiff of the Universal Church, and Sovereign of the State of the Vatican City, has also congratulated the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis on their attainment of 39 years as an independent nation. As you celebrate the National Day of St. Kitts and Nevis, I send cordial greetings to Your Excellency, in praying that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis will ever dwell in harmony and fraternal solidarity. I invoke upon the nation the abundant blessing of the Almighty God. I avail myself of this opportunity to renew to Your Excellency the assurances of my highest consideration.
Of course, where it is so important that as an independent nation, that we do not stand alone in the world, that we have countries that are our friends, that are willing to work along with us. Because even though we are independent, we are all interdependent. We rely on each other. And maintaining those friendly relationships is extremely important. At this present moment, St. Kitts and Nevis is represented in London, in England, by the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas, who is the country's Minister of Foreign Affairs. And that is very significant because St. Kitts and Nevis is a member of the Commonwealth. Additionally, Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, whose funeral is today, she was the head of state and now succeeded by His Majesty, King Charles III.
And some of our ministers of government here today witnessing their first independence parade. As a Minister of Government, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disability, along with his wife, Mrs. Hanley. The Honorable Conris Maynard, the Minister of Public Infrastructure and Utilities, Transport, Information, Communication and Technology and the Posts, and Mrs. Maynard. The Honorable Marsha Henderson, the Minister of Tourism, International Transport, Employment and Labor. Also the Honorable Samuel Duggins, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources, Entrepreneurship, Cooperatives and Creative Economy, and Mrs. Duggins. The Cabinet Secretary as well, Dr. Marcus Natter.
And of course, the Honorable Dr. Terence Michael Drew, the fourth Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, is a medical doctor by profession. He specializes in internal medicine, having studied in the Republic of Cuba and additionally in the United States of America.
We just saw the conclusion as they make their way back to the saluting dais, the Governor General's Deputy, Her Excellency Marcel Liebert, and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew. We should be having the march pass in slow time and quick time in just a moment. If you just tuned in to us, a pleasant good morning to you. Happy Independence to one and all.
Yes, Avia, and next year we will celebrate 40 years of independence. We are a relatively young country still, but we have made a lot of strides regionally and internationally as a people.
The various troops on parade getting themselves lined up and prepared for the march past in slow time and quick time. The march past will be taken by the Governor General's Deputy, Her Excellency Marcella Liebert. And this part of the parade, Lesroy, where the troops will march past in slow and quick time, is something that the crowd always look forward to see which one of the troops on parade are the smartest and the sharpest in their drills, looking at the lines as they pass as well.
You know, there in the Caribbean, there has been governor generals or governors general that are women. St. Kitts has never had a woman governor general. So the very fact that Her Excellency Marcella Liebert, the Governor General's deputy, is deputizing today for him is a significant
occasion.
moment.
Yes. And we are now witnessing the march past of the various platoons on parade. The two detachments of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force. We have two detachments as well from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on parade here today. The St. Kitts and Nevis Coast Guard, St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard, they will also be on show. And the Customs Unit, they are also part of the march past taking place here right now. And the tune being played by Land and Sea.
I think many people look forward to this march past. Of course, it actually, the order that you can see, the discipline, everything in sync. It is, and you hear the cheers from the crowd gathered here at Warner Park. This is always a favorite of the crowd gathered here on Independence Day at Warner Park.
And they are now passing right in front of the Governor General's deputy with their eyes right salute. And the crowd as well, they are taking in all the action here at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium, dressed in their patriotic colors, of course. St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard is now paying their respects to the Governor General's deputy as they are passing right in front of the saluting dais at this time. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
And of course here at Warner Park, historical Warner Park, where Warner Park is becoming something of the mecca in the cricket world. And that is just the fact.
We have hosted a number of international games
and the teams that come here always look forward to coming back. So I think that's another stride that we have made in terms of our progress over these 39 years. The use of Warner Park for international games.
The St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Band on show at this time by Land and Sea by Kenneth Alford. Also Scipio by George Handel. They will be breaking into the quick time as well. A round of applause as the Defense Force Band make their way . The signal will be given at any moment now for the change to the quick time. And there you had it.
Right, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Regiment is marching to Sons of the Brave by Thomas Bidgood. So they started off slow and now they have sped up from slow time to quick time.
The flags waving in the stands as they show their appreciation for the troops on parade here today, marking our 39th Independence anniversary. Flag party followed by a number of detachments of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard, followed by units of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. The ensign as well of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Crossing guards are also part of today's ceremonial parade. The Girl Guides and the Pathfinders, 7-day Pathfinders, as part of the unarmed units here today.
We also see there we have the Girls Brigade. We have the Boys Brigade as well. And customs officers that are also on display. Additionally, on parade here at Warner Park, we have officers of the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services and Her Majesty's Prison. There are 26 officers, all ranks, from Her Majesty's prison, and there are 26 all ranks officers from the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services. There's also 26 all ranks Customs and Excise Department officers. From the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force, you have 9 officers and 105 other ranks.
And just a point of note, the toast that is usually being held at the Camp Springfield, that has been cancelled, so there'll be no toast as usual. That's when the troops on parade are being complimented by the commander and his staff. That has been cancelled.
Yes, and we have to mention as well that the Independence cocktail reception that is usually held at Government House on Independence Night, that has been postponed, not cancelled. It has been postponed, and a new date when that will take place will be communicated.
And this is a special band item that is usually being looked forward to when in our term they hype up the music to the enjoyment of the spectators here at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium.
In his Independence Day address, Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, said that our political independence was just the first step. Over the years, we have also built the foundation of our own social, economic, and cultural freedoms. He also said that he will confess that we are not totally free yet as a small island nation, and that we depend on many partners internationally and regionally. Those are very powerful words. But he also added that we are on a path of continuous improvement for our people and our country.
And just to remind our viewers and listeners of the persons who were awarded: Eileen Gray for her contribution to education, culture and sports, Dennis Richards for education, arts and culture, Lorraine Brown, Wayland Vaughn, Violet Jones, Mon Laude, and Dr. Lincoln Carty for their contribution to education. Sylvester Charles for education, music, sports, and volunteerism. Maxwell Bass Sr. for music and security services, while Nathan S. Dale and teacher Elsie Mills were recognized for their contribution to education and religion. Shirley Kelly was awarded for her contribution to nursing education, Lorna Ava Henry for culture and the arts, Pastor Lincoln Connor for Nation Building and Youth Development, and Clement Junior Liebert for broadcasting. The late Lloyd Lazar and Clement Georges were awarded posthumously for their contributions to education and sports and arts and music, respectively. The Medal of Honor was awarded to Mabel Morton for community service and entrepreneurship, Clyde Richardson for music and the arts, and James Mikey Frederick was awarded for performing arts and culture.
Yes, and yesterday we saw, of course, at the Antioch Baptist Church, Clyde Richardson. And there we had it. We had three cheers to the country on its 39th anniversary of independence. There at this time, we really would like to recognize some persons, some key partners who worked with us to pull off these independence celebrations. Of course, the cable and flow have been over the years extremely important partners so that we are able to carry these independence activities live on TV and radio and social media. And they never charge us 1 cent.
Lezoy, I guess you can give us a rundown of the other activities. I understand that the celebration will be going right down to the end of this month.
Yes, and so, as I mentioned, that the Governor General's Independence Cocktail, that has been postponed in respect of Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, whose funeral is today. On Friday, the 30th of September, on the calendar, there's an Independence Freedom Concert, and I know that many people look forward to that, especially many of our young persons. And then there will be fireworks display show with national colors.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Friday,
please stand for the departure of the dignitaries. Her Excellency,
Now seeing the
Marcella Althea Liebert, JP, Governor General's Deputy of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Deputy, Her Excellency Marcella Liebert is on her way, escorted by the police outriders, of course. At any moment now, we should also witness the departure of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew.
You know, where it is worthy of mentioning the staff here at Warner Park who do such a great job in keeping the grounds so well manicured, so beautiful. That is so important.
And following the departure of the Honorable Prime Minister, we will see the departure of the Commander of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, Anthony Comrie, and the Commissioner of Police, Hilroy Brandy. And Leroy, despite of the weather situation, we could say that the celebrations, the events were well attended. The lecture series, the Prime Minister lecture series, that was one of the main highlights as well.
Yes, and they have all gone very, very, very well. The attendance has been great, and the response to the activities have been really phenomenal. We want to recognize the winner of the independence slogan, and the slogan is refocus, recreate, redesign, independence 39, and that is our independence 39 slogan, and it was won by Miss Roma Richardson.
And you did an interview with Roma. What she said was behind what went into the selection of the theme?
Well, basically she said that we definitely have to refocus. I know that a lot of things were thrown off balance, especially over the past 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have to get back on track in terms of refocusing, setting our priorities right, getting our economy back on track, getting our people working together again, and recognizing that, look, all of us, individually and collectively, we have to refocus, we have to recreate, and we have to redesign. It doesn't mean that we are not focused. It doesn't mean that we have not created anything. It doesn't mean that we have not designed anything. It is just a call for us to be better. Because we always look at where we have come from, where we are now, and the yet where we still are to go.
The Honorable Dr. Terence Michael Drew, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, National Security and Immigration, Health and Social Security.
We are now witnessing the departure of the Prime Minister, accompanied by his entourage, his security personnel.
Mr. Hilroy Brandy, Commissioner of Police of the St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and Lieutenant Colonel J. Anthony Comrie, Commander of the St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force. The Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disability, and Mrs. Hanley.
We will now see the departure of the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley.
The Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources, Entrepreneurship, Cooperatives, and Creative Economy, and Mrs. Duggins.
The Honorable Samuel Duggins now making his way along with his wife to a round of applause from the spectators here in the stands at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium.
The Honorable Marsha Henderson, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, International Transport, Employment and Labour, and Urban Development. The Honorable Connis Maynard, Minister of Public Infrastructure and Utilities, Transport, Information, Communication and Technology, and Post, and Mrs. Maynard.
You will now see the departure of the Honorable Conris Maynard, accompanied by his wife.
And it's important to note there that for the very first time in our political history, two women have
The Honorable Garth Wilkin,
celebrations.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
And Her Honor, Hyleta Liebert, who is the Deputy Governor General in Charlestown.
And Mrs. Wilkin. the Honorable Senator Dr. Joel Clark, Minister of Sustainable Development, Environment, Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment, as well as the Honorable Senator
The Honorable Joel Clark is about to depart.
the Honorable Senator Iselene Phillip, Junior Minister with responsibility for youth empowerment, social development, gender affairs, aging and disability.
Usually following the Independence Parade, a number of persons, school children and the like, line the streets of Bastia as the various detachments from the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force and the Royal St. Kitts and Nevis Police Force make their way to Camp Springfield.
His Excellency Matsubara Yutaka,
no toast
Ambassador of
when they
Japan.
arrive at the Springfield.
Yeah, while there is no toast, the toast is really to the nation. But after such drilling in this parade, it's expected that at least they may get a snack, especially the young children. Some water, with little drinks, soft drinks that is.
A drink of their choice.
Yes. Well, not for the children. Not for the children.
Following the departure of the various dignitaries,
Mr. Xavier Skobakla, Deputy Head of Mission, Swiss Consul, Swiss Embassy in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
They are now getting themselves organized, and the drum corps will be taking up their position as well in the parade, along with the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Band.
His Excellency Dr. K. J. Srinivasa, High Commissioner of India. Mr. Terence James, Commissioner of Prisons.
And if you've just tuned in to ZIZ Television, ZIZ Radio, ZIZOnline.com, we are witnessing the conclusion of the ceremonial parade marking the 39th anniversary of our independence. There was a good turnout from the general public in their patriotic
Your Lordship,
to
the Honorable
witness
Justice
this
Ian Marley
ceremony.
Casey.
And here we must thank really Almighty God for the allowing us to be able to have this parade and for allowing us good weather to be able to have this parade.
It has been overcast for the past 3 days, 2 to 3 days.
We would also like to recognize His Excellency Michael Lin, Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, His Excellency David Rivera Perez, Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba, and Mrs. Yvonne Tom Flees, and Mr. Marco Antonio Guzman Adrian, Charge d'Affaires ad hoc of the Embassy of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and Mrs. Glenda Cecilia de Guzman.
The parade is getting ready now to form up and make their departure out of the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. Lesroy, in your estimation, in your judgment, which one of the troops on parade looked the smartest?
I think they all looked smart.
Especially in the march pass.
That is a hard one to judge there. I would prefer not to say which one looked the smartest. I think they all looked smart. There, you should have the route that they're going to use. Do you have that?
It's going to be the usual route.
Usual.
They're going to match up to Camp Springfield.
They match to Camp Springfield.
Usual route that they take.
They
along
come down
Street.
Victoria Road and go up Keon Street.
Right.
All the way up and then to Camp Springfield. And people are accustomed to the route. The route has not changed. And people look forward to looking at the troops as they pass by. the many colors, our many national colors. And the stadium is so beautiful this morning with the colors of the national flag displaying patriotism.
That's why there'll be a number of activities today. I understand that the East Bastia Committee, they'll be having their parade of troops. I don't know if they're still going to be having these community parties around the island. You have any information on this?
Well, from what I understand, some of these, these parties for today, they should be cancelled in respect of Her late Majesty.
St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Band will be taking up their position to the front of the parade as they leave the Warner Park Cricket Stadium and make their way out of Warner Park. And as we conclude our broadcast here today, as we brought you live, one of the main events of our independence celebrations, the 39th anniversary of our independence. We want to wish each and every one of you a happy independence and continue to enjoy your Monday.
And there, of course, we want to thank everyone for tuning in to ZIZ Radio and Television for this live broadcast of our Independence 39 parade.
We want to thank the technicians here at Warner Park as well, Bevin, Khalid, and all of our technicians back at the station as well for a job well done as we continue to cover all the independence activities as part of the 39th independence anniversary. At this point in time, we'll be taking you back to Master Control, and happy independence once again to each and every one. I am Veer Galloway.
Happy Independence, and I am Les Roy Williams.
natural beauty, blessed land, pretty waters and clean sand. Oh God, Saint Kitts, I love you all the time. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, you're always on my mind. Saint Kitts, I love you as my own. You are so dear to me, that's why you'll always be my home, sweet home. I love Saint Kitts, you love Saint Kitts, she loves Saint Kitts, he loves Saint Kitts, long live Saint Kitts, viva Saint Kitts, viva, viva. I am the woman said, say if she wanna stay. She feels so safe and free unlike the hustling New York City. She likes the people here, courteous atmosphere. It's only now she realize what it's like in paradise. Oh God, Saint Kitts, I love you all the time. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, you're always on my mind. Saint Kitts, I love you as my own. You are so dear to me, that's why you'll always be my home, sweet home. I love Saint Kitts, you love Saint Kitts, she loves Saint Kitts, band hit the floor. All the talking down. Early mat is down. Some jokers try to mash up me brass band, fuck and pull up, but they're stupid, they're crazy. I'm a godless man, so please tell them for me. Man gone, man ya, in you magazima. Ban gone, ban ya, in you magazima. You cannot continue if you never did start. In you magazima. Start out from scratch and prove that you're smart. In you magazima. They want what's in my head. They want to see me dead, but I can't do that 'cause I'm Eli Matana in the magazima. When they came with me, some were so sickly. One couldn't sign his name, and next one looked so lame. But now they clean up and they look good. They could show off and eat good food, and they're saying how I rob them. But this blood and enviousness is the real problem. So tell them, man gone, man ya, in your magazima. Ban gone, ban ya, in your magazima. You cannot continue if you never did start. In your magazima. Start out from scratch and prove that you're smart. In your magazima. Oh God, they want what's in my head. Now they want to see me dead, but they can't do that 'cause of Eli Matana in the magazima. All who call my name, tell them that I aim to promote my land. So do not stop my band, for music is my living. They can't stop me, I love playing. The people, they all love me as the music champion of Sugar City. So tell them for me, man gone, man ya, in you magazima. Ban gone, ban ya, in you magazima. You cannot continue to never did start. In you magazima. Start out from scratch and prove that you're smart. In you magazima. Oh Lord, they want what's in my head. They want to see me dead, but they can't do that 'cause I'm Eli Matana in the magazima. Arrow, watch out. We got must feel this. Everywhere I go, I can go again. Everything I do, tell them I can do again. If I mash up, I could mend back. If I go down, I could come back fighting.